Well, it is Saturday night. That means another episode of Convince Me. People, players, topics, and a gentleman trying to convince me that their point of view is the correct one, and we are keeping score. Sammy, watch
Here we go with that homemade Piggly Wiggly book cover.
Listen, I'll tell you, I consulted the book, Chapter 5, Article 1.
Can you read anything in that book?
Continual criticism of the Convince Me book can result in a permanent banning from the game. So just want to let you know.
You promise?
Sammy wants to sit this one out. All right, let's start with you, Mr. Mitchell. Greg Popovich recently became the winningest coach for one franchise in league history, over 1,100 wins with the San Antonio Spurs. Sam, convince me that one of the coaches currently out there can put in a 20, 21-year run and maybe challenge that record of Popovich.
I'm going to say Eric Spoelstra. I also feel another guy, but my choice is Eric Spoelstra. When you look at what he's done in Miami with the championships, and then what has solidified it for me is, yeah, you always felt like Eric was never in any trouble, but what he's done with this young team, rebuilding, with a bunch of no-name guys, no all-stars, you go from having the best player in the world, Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, to having a bunch of guys that no one knows, and he's been on a 13-game winning streak. They've come from the bottom of the pack to their one game out of a playoff spot. So when you look at what Eric Spoelstra has done, and you look at his relationship with the owner, Mickey Arison, and Pat Riley, then it's hard to say that those guys are not going to be happy. And all coaches have a year or 2 years down. When he experiences that, they're not going to panic because he's won championships, and now he's showing them that he knows how to rebuild a team also.
Yeah, invested in the organization. Spo is a good one, actually. That is a good call. What do you think, Zeke?
I have to agree with him.
Zeke, give me another guy.
Okay, the other guy I would say would be Rick Carlisle.
Okay.
I look at Rick Carlisle in Dallas. He has a very similar relationship with the owner. He's won championships. They have trust. And they've been through some down times. They're going through some transition periods right now. So I see Carlisle and Cuban staying together for a very long time.
Boy, two good choices. Very good.
You convinced?
I seem like I talked you out of the
Do we
Spo
get money
answer.
for this convention thing? Like, do we
Wait a
win
minute.
something?
Look at my book
prize?
cover. You think I
What
have
does
money
that
to
tell
award you?
Yeah,
a prize?
money to burn, baby.
Man, I'm lucky I got a quarter to get some paper
Hey.
put on my book.
I know
I'm gonna have to give you that point, man.
Give it up. I know you hate to
I'm gonna have to
give it
give it to you.
Hey,
I lost?
You're in the Hall of Fame. You done already won.
I just didn't think Carlisle. I thought Spo might be a stronger answer. Although I'll tell you what,
they peons ever win something? You're in the Hall of Fame. We got 2 championship rings.
You won.
You feel like I steered you away from that one?
No, I'm just saying. I just thought, I thought we was playing for something.
No. There'll be no money or prizes.
That's that Chicago in him.
Isaiah, convince me, which is the most impressive aspect of this Miami Heat 13-game win streak? What's gotten you the most?
To me, what's gotten me the most really is Coach Spoelstra. I know the players have all responded well to him, but trying to get a team to run off 13 games in this league is extremely difficult. And also trying to take a losing team to run off 13 in a row is extremely difficult. You got to first get them to continue to buy in when they're losing. Then you have to build their confidence while they're losing. And then when they're winning, you can't let them get too confident and slip and slide and not forget the things that got them to winning. So I look at Spoelstra and say that he's been the most steady and influence on this team, and I'm more, excited about what he's done than any player that they have.
Interesting.
I'm excited about both. I think it's a combination. It starts at top with the owner and Pat Riley, and then trickles down to the coach. He has given these guys confidence. He's put them in a system. Look, the thing that is amazing to me, at the end of games when you had LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade, you didn't worry about having a great play during the timeout. All you worried about, let me get the ball in one of my great guys' hands in their sweet spot and let them do what they do. Now, without those guys, you got to coach. You find out about guys. Look, when you're coaching a great team, you said this about Chuck Daly. He managed you guys because all the different egos. Did he coach? Yeah, but he didn't have to be a great X and O guy because y'all had great players that understood how to play. He just managed you. Eric Spoelstra had that with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. And that's what's whispering behind his back. You got these great players. Yeah. Now, those guys are out the door. He's got a bunch of guys, retreads, Deion Waiters, James Johnson, guys that they've picked up and they've turned into better players. And so when you look at Miami and what Eric Spoelstra has done, to me, he should be a candidate for Coach of the Year. No one, San Antonio haven't won 13 games in a row. Think about something. Some of the better teams with the talent that they have, they can't come close to winning 13 in a row. And this guy's doing it with Deion Waiters, James Johnson, and Tyler Johnson. Who are these guys? Goran Dragic. Yeah. Who are these guys? And so you have to be impressed with the whole thing that Miami's doing right now.
Well, I was going to say the reserve, some of these guys who are the other guys stepping up and playing real well, like a James Johnson in this mix. But since I feel bad about the Spoelstra with the first answer, so I'm going to give you Spoelstra.
That's cool. He had a great answer. Okay. I'm okay with that.
Isaiah gets the point.
So
on that
1-1?
It's 1-1. Moving on. Sam.
We're not competing or anything.
Oh, we always compete, bro. You know that. Come on.
All right.
I'm used to losing to you. Hey,
I was just trying to, ease you off a little bit.
Is there a team out there that can save DeMarcus Cousins from himself, Sam?
I'm going to shock you. I'm going to say Sacramento, the team that he's with, for this reason. When you read DeMarcus Cousins' comments and you listen to what he says, he loves Sacramento. Never have you heard DeMarcus Cousins say, I want to be somewhere else. I'm tired of losing. And when you talk to people in that organization or around the team, off the court, DeMarcus Cousins, they love his personality. And Isaiah said something earlier. When you watch him, I can deal with the 15, 16, 17 technical fouls. There's a lot. Look, Chris Paul gets technical fouls all the time. No one ever talks about that. For me, in his growth is, okay, when you get your tech, it's when you get it, and then how you act afterwards. Say what you got to say to the official, get your tech, and then move on. And don't let your body language break down the team, because they're starting to play a little bit better lately. They're including some of those young guys are playing well. So I think DeMarcus sitting there saying, another pick or two and another guy, we're going to be on the right track.
I agree with that. I think Sacramento is the best place for him. And, managing his body language, knowing when to get texts, knowing how to control, that outward outburst, those are signs of maturity, and those are manageable things. Mm-hmm. Those are correctable things. The things that he's doing talent-wise, hey, you can have great guys, but they can't get 50 points and 20 rebounds. You can have a lot of nice guys in your locker
citizens.
room. Yeah, but they can't get you 30 and 20. Now, the things that he's doing, attitude, character-wise, those are all correctable things. Those are all manageable things. And with the right people around him, and it appears that he's a willing learner. Because when we watch him during Olympics, he was a totally different personality, totally different player around better personality and better character people. So that tells me that he is capable. Now what Sacramento's got to do is find those type of character people to put around him so he can continue to learn from and grow with.
And think about this. DeMarcus Cousins have his outbursts on the court. You never read about DeMarcus Cousins getting in trouble off the court.
Never heard of it.
So think about it. He's never in trouble with the law. He's never in trouble when he's out and about in the city. He's never.
Well, he was punished for the writer. The incident.
Yeah, well, right. But I'm saying, when you look at his career and all the time, for a guy that's supposed to be so volatile, you never really read about DeMarcus Cousins off the court. And that's the thing that gives me hope. He's not doing stupid things when he's not on the basketball court.
I'm a fan.
I am too.
I'm a fan.
I want him to be better, and I want him to be more like that Olympic situation. I just don't know if Sacramento, I'm not sure where it is yet, so I think it's incomplete. I'm not sure where the setting is or who has to be around him to make him better in that regard.
But everybody keeps saying he needs to go somewhere where alpha dog. He is the alpha dog, and you got to ask yourself, will he accept that? Will he be okay walking into a room knowing that he's still the best player, but yet, because the players know, Isaiah said it, we all know who the best players are. And if he walked in the room, you better be sure that alpha that you trade him to, it better be clear cut. It better be LeBron or Durant. It better be clear cut that he's better than DeMarcus.
Well, it's like Isaiah said. I mean, you just don't find these guys walking down the street at 28 and 10, 28 11.
No.
Not this kind of guy.
Not this guy.
Hey, even when Shaq came into the league, right? Shaq didn't have these kind of skills. Now, Shaq always had Shaq-like numbers, okay, that DeMarcus is trying to put up. But Shaq didn't have like the game and stuff that DeMarcus has. But what Shaq had was an attitude and a perseverance of leadership, and he's a leader now in our community.
Well, look, again, going back to saying I'm a fan, I want him to do well. I just feel it's incomplete right now. It's incomplete. I don't know if Sacramento's the place, so I can't award points in that regard.
Oh, wait a minute. Just
incomplete.
Oh, it is convince me.
Yes.
You got it right. Convince me. Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, don't make. I'm going right in the book.
Judge, jury.
The homemade book of yours, you know, it can get set ablaze at some point.
Oh, now it's become threatening. Convince
Hey,
me.
I'm just saying.
All right, Isaiah, convince me, in light of what happened recently with Charles Oakley at Madison Square Garden, of the player that you would least want to escort out of a building. Which ex-player would you least want to have to lead out from the building?
Which ex-player?
Yeah.
That if I was in a situation like
like you, Isaiah Thomas had to make sure that happened.
I'd probably say I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Shaq. I mean,
so big.
Yeah, I mean it's like a guy
not bad.
like Shaq who gets mad and you have to try to lead him out. You know, he was.
That'd be a problem, wouldn't it?
That'd be a big problem. You know, I seen Shaq take a swing at Brad Miller, and if he would have hit Brad Miller would, I don't think he would be here today. So, I mean, to me, Shaq was the biggest, baddest on the block. Still is. I mean, I know we give Oakley a lot of credit and everything, but in our league, from when I played and everything, when Shaq huffed and puffed, everybody was kind of like, all right, we cool.
That was the end of that.
Yeah, we cool.
Shaq, I could see that.
I'm going to say this guy sitting right here.
Oh, there it is.
Absolutely. Look at the battle scars people do. This guy fought.
This guy?
And the thing about it, Vince, he didn't fight point guards and two guards. He fought centers. He fought the big guys. And so the thing about it, from Chicago, played in Detroit, it doesn't get much tougher than that. And then when you look at how he competed, and the fact that he lived in the paint, and big guys hate little guys living in the paint.
I wouldn't hurt a fly.
But you know what? He fought. I mean, did you fight every center and power forward in the league, or just half of them?
Just half of them.
Okay.
Just half
this
of
would
them.
be the guy, Vince, I wouldn't want to escort out the building.
Since it was you that he's talking about, since that's such a good answer, and you're the subject, I'm going to split the points. It's 1.5 each. So we have a deadlock in this week's Convince Me. Well played, gentlemen. Well played. But throw out some of the names in the past. The late Anthony Mason, be a tough guy to get out of the building. Rick Mahorn, your teammate, be a tough guy to get out of the building.
Yeah.
Remember Lonnie Shelton?
I was going to say Lonnie Shelton.
Lonnie Shelton.
I'm not getting
could
Lonnie
stay
Shelton
in the building.
out the building.
Yeah, he can just.
There can be a bunch of other people. I'm going to be in the back saying, I buy y'all some coffee and donuts when
nice
you get
and
him out.
I'm going to
nice
throw
and
another
comfortable.
name out at you. Greg Kite.
Oh,
Big, thick Greg Kite. He'd be hard to move.
All right, well played, well played. That's Convince Me.